Yes. Vicky Foxcroft.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's a great pleasure to follow such a high-quality debate. So much passion from members on all sides. I know that many young people would have strong views on the positions taken in this important debate. And if they're able to engage on issues like this, surely they should be given the vote. Allowing them the chance to decide who represents them. But it's not just on this debate that young people have strong views on. Take the Scottish referendum. Young people were engaged. 75% of young people who were registered to vote did so. And when I visit schools in my constituency, the young people I speak with are motivated, enthusiastic and passionate. They are worried about their future. They are worried about what is happening around them. Cuts to youth service provision, cuts to police numbers, safety in their area. They want to have a say over their future education. They have a voice. They want to be heard. I've been told this time and time again. The strength of feeling among young people that I've spoken to is clear. And it's for this reason that I chose to introduce this bill to Parliament. Now, during the EU referendum, this House had the opportunity to introduce votes for 16 and 17-year-olds. And it's such a shame that it didn't. Many members contributed to these debates, including many on the other side. Take the Honourable Member for Kingswood, who said, surely it's better that a constitutional issue that is so important that it affects all elections should be fully debated by the House as a separate matter. Or the Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, who said, I concede that there are those in this House who wish to debate whether that franchise itself should be extended to 16 and 17-year-olds, but the government are not persuaded, and that is a debate for another day. Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, this is that day. Here it is. The bill has an added plus, though: improved citizenship education, giving pupils the knowledge, skills and confidence to prepare them for the responsibilities of voting and the opportunities to become politically active. No, I won't, I've not got time. Some say that young people can't make informed decisions, that they aren't educated enough in politics, and that they lack the life experience to be able to vote. To those people, I say this: you're wrong and you're scared. Young people are a lot more informed and clued up than they are given credit for. They're a lot more informed and clued up than, dare I say it, some honourable members here. Now, whenever change takes place, people are often afraid of what that means. But once delivered, it can become the norm. Like in 1918, when the Representation of the People's Act gave women over 30 the right to vote. Or in 1928, when the Equal Franchise Act finally gave women the same voting rights as men. And this was nearly 100 years ago. 100 years ago when we didn't have a single female member of Parliament. And it was in 1919 when Nancy Astor, the first female MP, was elected to Parliament. By 1945, there were still only 24 MPs. It took a Labour victory in 1997 to see a huge increase in female representation. In that election, there was 120 female MPs elected, and 101 of these were Labour, but, you know, who's counting? Now, you may wonder why I'm talking about female representation when I'm putting forward a bill for votes for 16 and 17-year-olds. And I'm highlighting that progress can be slow, but it doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do. Just as Parliament has been enhanced by women's participation, the political system can be improved by young people's votes. The issues that matter to young people need to be at the heart of our politics. The issues young people, they tell me they're concerned about are further education, university funding, apprenticeships, jobs, the minimum wage for young people. They want the EMA back. Yeah. They're concerned about housing and whether or not they'll be able to afford to buy a property or even indeed afford to rent one. Now, a bit more of a historical analysis, specifically on young people. Back in 1969, it was felt that if you were under 21, you were too young to vote. Many of the arguments used then are the arguments I continue to hear today. So I'm going to quote the words of James Callaghan when debating lowering the voting age to 18. It will become increasingly difficult to explain to young people why, for all social purposes, they are entitled to regard themselves as adults at the age of 18, except on the question of the vote. I believe that this would be an anomaly that would become increasingly difficult to explain. Why is it that at 16 you can give full consent to medical treatment, pay income tax and national insurance, obtain tax credits and welfare benefits in your own right, consent to sexual relationships, get married or enter a civil partnership, change your name by default, become a director of a company, or even serve in the armed forces? But you can't vote. Over the past month, Labour Party members from the age of 15 have been voting in our leadership election. Yeah. Young Conservatives can also vote in elections, though I hope their own. Our deadline's now closed. But in closing, I want to give one of the strongest advocates for votes at 16 what he wants: the ability to vote in the Mayor of London election and the upcoming EU referendum. The young Mayor of Lewisham, Liam Islam, is one of the most passionate, articulate young people I have ever met. Yeah. And he's not alone. There are so many Liams out there who are desperate to have their voice reflected in the ballot box. Let's be part of that historic change today. I urge all members to support this bill and ensure young people's voices are reflected in politics. I commend this bill to the House. Yeah.